Now we're going to be taking a look at the online resources that we have here and how to use the online database, both the online library and the new playlist listings. So any email you get from me is going to have a link down at the bottom that says online library access. You see that right there. Next to that, if you click it, it'll take you to a Google document that has all the instructions on how to use the online library. So this link up at the top will take you to the online library, and below that is all the instructions on how to use it, how to sort through the genre tags and the content tags. So when you open up this link that's up here, it's going to take you to something that looks like this. This is all the entries in the library, and you can drag this tag on the side to drag down through it. But we're going to start on the top. So if you click on one of these entries, say this one right here, it's going to come up for you, and you'll see there's lots of good information for you. So up at the top, you'll see the name of the artist. So in this case, it's Dan Sinisak. You'll see there's a asterisk right next to that. It'll tell you if it's Canadian content or not. Then down below this, you're going to see all the tags. So here's the name of the album. It's called Burnt Piano. Here we've got the location of that album. So this is the number that you're going to see up in the top left-hand corner of the CD. So this is in the blues section. You can see it's 137th album in that section. The genre tag is blues, and if you hover over this I here, it'll give you the information about that section. So you can see all the different types of music that things can be categorized under, and that's also in the document that's linked up to get you here. Subgenres are the same, so you can see this one's filed under the blues rock, and if I click and hover over on this, you can get all the information about the subgenres and different things that you can search through there. Here we've got our country, which tells you all the countries that are represented in the album, and that's what the information tag there tells you. CanCon will tell you what province or territory they're from. This section here, so you can see, is from Alberta. This section is your content. So here you can get specialty contents like, so WC would be Women's Con or FemCon, QC is QueerCon, AC is Asian Con, BC is Black Con, FC is FrancoCon, French music, and IC is Indigenous Con, Indigenous music. Here's your record label. This one was released independently, so it doesn't have a record label. There's the year it was released, so 2012. And one of the most important things you'll get down here are the websites and the notes. So in most cases, the website here is going to take you to a place where you can learn more about the the artist, or actually listen to the music. So if I click on this, you see it's going to take me to a Apple Music link where you can listen to the music before you put it over the air. So I just click on the play button, and there's the music. So really, really useful. You can come in here and listen to the music before you actually get into the studio. You can also find biographical information down at the bottom, so we can tell that Dan Sinisak is from Edmonton. We knew he grew up in Windsor, across from Detroit. We know he plays the Hammond B3 organ. Some more great information that you can use and research before you get on the air. There are about 43,000 albums in the library, and you need to be able to search through them in order to find what you're looking for. So the two ways you can do that are through the filter function and the sort function, which are on the top. So let's use the filter function first. So let's say I'm looking for music. We're looking for jazz music from Canada. So first we're going to set our genre to jazz. So if the genre has any of, and then we're going to turn on jazz. So now it's went through and it's sorted everything out that isn't in the jazz section. Then I'm going to add another condition and say we want the country to be Canada. Country has any of, you can type in here to bring it up, Canada. So now we've got all the Canadian artists, jazz artists that are in the library now. It's filtered out everything that isn't jazz and everything that isn't Canadian. You can then use, say, the sort function here, sorted by artist, A to Z, and now you have an alphabetical listing of everything that's in the library that fits under that category. Once you're finished with a sort, you can just come up here and X out the sort to start over. And you can do that with pretty much anything. So say I'm looking for electronic music from Argentina, I can find it here. If I'm looking for Latin music that's also blues, I can find that here. The basic search is over here, which is this magnifying glass here. So if I'm looking for, say, well, the one thing I do is say Colin James. So if I look for Colin James here, it's going to give me everything that's inside of these that's tagged. So here you can see it's grabbed me a Big Dave McLean album, which isn't Colin James, but Colin James is mentioned in the liner notes down here. So it's going to go out and grab all of these things. So let's say if he's a producer or he's a guest on this album, you're going to find it in those notes as well. So here's a good example. So if I'm looking for the Canadian band Friggs, I can run through this, and you're going to see it brings up Bria Salamena here as the lead singer of that band. So if I click on this and scroll down, you can see she's the lead singer of the band Friggs. It finds that for you. So it's another way you can cross-reference stuff. Another really good thing you can use this for is, say, once you've done your search, you can export your search. So you can set it up as a print view, so you can print it out on your printer. If you're doing a big search, that probably won't be too useful for you, but you can also download it as a CSV file. And a CSV file you can open up in a database, in a spreadsheet program. And I've done that already with the blues section. So if I open up my CSV here, I'm actually going to do that again. If I right click on this and say open with, and send it to my my spreadsheet, you'll see it's going to give me the entire blues search that I've done. I'm going to bring the font size up so you can see, and there's everything that fits into the blues section. It's all exported as a single file, so now you don't need to go online to find this information. It's all downloaded onto your computer. So this works the same when we're doing the playlist. So if I come back and take a look at that document that we had opened up here, down at the bottom of this document, you're going to see there's a link down here that will take you to the current playlist. So let's take a look at that. I've got that linked up off of my desktop here, and you can make bookmarks for this. So that's what I've done. I've just made a bookmark. I put it on my browser here, so I can just click on that and bring it up. So here's everything that's on the playlist. And the main difference between the stuff that's in the library and the playlist is this. So the location is going to give you the playlist number. So if you remember when we were looking at the playlist, they all have these numbers up in the top left-hand corner. That's what this refers to. The other thing you're going to see here is we also have a date added. So if you're searching by the most recent Friday, which is when when everything is added, you can find the most recent ads here. And up at the top, you'll see this number tells you what the most recent ads are. So the most recent as of this filming were 181 to 210. And the filter and the sort work the same thing. So if I'm looking for jazz on the playlist, I just change the genre to jazz. Actually, we'll do a different one so you can see it. So we're going to do a subgenre. Say we're looking for Latin music. And we'll put Latin in here. It'll go out and find everything that's tagged under the Latin category. So you can see we've got a bunch of stuff that fits in a whole bunch of different genres. So we've got a hip-hop, classical, we've got jazz that fits into the Latin genre. You can see there's currently 7 albums fitting into Latin on the playlist. And you can search this, export it as CSV, sort it, and search it the same way that you can do the main library.